we're needing to do in order to actually make this process a lot easier for ourselves. So Sam and I actually decided to put together a software like this to help me initially, and then we realized that it could be quite helpful for other people. So what I'm going to do is I'll tell a little bit about more about my story later on, but for now I'll just show you the sort of key basics of how to use Social Post Rotator. So if you go into your Social Post Rotator and you go into your training tab, over here you will be able to see, whoops, I'm not sure why it went to settings. If you go into the training tab, you will be able to see these two videos here. So these are the videos that I've created to take you through how to do it, but I'll do it live here on this webinar. So if you do need to follow along, then then you can do it. Randy says that the audio is not working for some reason. Can if you can hear me, can you say yes in the chat box if you can hear me? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, thanks, guys. Randy, I hope you can hear me now a bit better as well. John, also, so Social Lead Chief webinar. Yes, this is part of the Social Lead Chief buyers sort of webinars, and it's the VIP webinar for the people that have either got access to Social Post Rotator or were on that page that saw it. So this is just one of the tools that Stefan and Sam wanted me to come on and talk about because it will work in with Social Lead Chief really, really well. Anyway, so in terms of setting up Social Post Rotator, so the first thing that you need to do is set up your Facebook app, and what you need to do is go into your settings in here, and you need your app ID and your secret key. Now, the app ID and secret key that I have here are my own. They're my unique ones. So all I need to do is go into the Facebook developers site and go through and create my own app, and then enter in the details in here. So again, the training is provided within the software, so you can follow it through. And then, basically all you need to do is set your time zone to whatever you want it to be. So most of our clients tend to be in around sort of New Zealand, Australia. So I will probably put it as Pacific Auckland, and then I'll click save, and I am connected through. Now, what I need to do next is start to populate my pages with different types of content, basically. So what I can do is, let me have a look. Social Roost software, for example. So what I can do is I can go into any one of these pages, and then I can create some settings all for posts that I want to go out automatically onto my page. So the idea behind this was to give people the ability to have to basically create a bank of posts and then not have to manage the Facebook page for a good week or month or even a good year, depending how many you uploaded in there. Because what I found was I was creating a lot of posts for our clients, and a lot of those posts actually we would have wanted to recycle it at a later time, but Facebook doesn't let us do that right now. Facebook, as soon as we schedule in a post and it goes out, it kind of gets lost in our timeline, and then we have to go back and try and find it somewhere else if we want it back, all of this. This software kind of takes away that problem. So basically, the first thing we need to do is to turn on our settings, and we might want to say that we want the posts to be going up between 6 a.m. and say 9 p.m. at night. Then we can say, we want it to post, 10 times a day, or we can ask for the software to post, say, every 3 minutes, or every 10 minutes, or every 20 minutes, or 120 minutes, whatever you want to set it to. And then we can also post in recurring order. So that means what I talked about just before. So the software will recycle content, and we can also post in random order. So there we go. I've saved my settings, and now it's time to fill out my bank of posts. So I can create a post titled something like, like if you agree. And I can put in a link if I wanted to. So I can for example, put in this link, cool, or I can choose an image. So I can either do a link or an image, just like a normal Facebook post. And I'll add in a little smiley face in here as well. And then I can click on add post and it adds into here. Now, another really cool thing that we can do is actually import posts. So if you have an Excel spreadsheet with your posts, you can download a sample right here, and then you can import those posts that you already have through one click. So that means that within a few seconds of waiting, you will be able to populate an entire posts bank into here. Now, the way that it works is very, very simple. So if I was to just leave it like this, it would go out. So between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m., any sort of post that is in here would go out every 3 minutes. That's basically the gist of it. What I can also do is I can test it. So I can, post it now, or I can go to my page as well if I want to check out my page and how it's going. So I'm going to check it in here. It's going to take me to this page that I was updating. And as you can see, Social Roost Software just updated this post that I put up just before. How cool is that? Just now. And if we were to check in another 3 minutes time, it would post the post again, because it would grab a post from the post bank and basically post it out. Isn't that cool? That is basically, this is a software that we've been working on for quite a long time. I'm super excited that it's out because and we're obviously still working on some little bits and pieces. It absolutely automates the entire process, and I'm so excited about about everything, all the potential that it's got in there. So put a 1 or a yes in the box if you think that that's, if that is going to save you a lot of time. John says 1. Awesome. Absolutely. Definitely. All right. Oh, someone has asked, I found the scheduler is operating outside of the selected parameters. Is that fixed? We did I believe a couple of days ago, we did have an issue with the time zones that was set, but just make sure that you have the correct times set out in here, general post settings, and in your settings that you have the correct time zone set up in here before you save and then connect with Facebook. One of the things you also need to note is that your time zone you set in here also needs to be the same as the one you have on your Facebook profile, if that makes sense, just because the software is connecting up to your own Facebook profile. Catherine's asking, so if you line up posts, will it rotate the posts? Yes, so that's the entire premise of this software. It doesn't have to, so all you need to do if you don't want the posts to be recycled at a later time is, where's that page? Is it this one? Yeah, if you just want to upload some posts in here, and as they go out, you want them deleted from the post bank, just untick this and save the settings, and then they will only be posted out once. And John is also asking, does it curate automatically? In terms of content, or maybe something wrong? Okay, sorry, wrong question. All right, okay, maybe we can talk about this after the webinar as well, or you can send me an email so I can answer it a bit more a bit more in depth. And Fabian asks, so if we have clients in different time zones, we should use their time zone. So because the software is only going to be connected to your particular time zone that you connect your Facebook profile is in, you will need to ensure that the times that you put out for inside the settings corresponds with the times that are in your Facebook profile's time zone, but are the working times of the business that you're working with, if that sort of makes sense. So as an example, if I wanted these posts to be going out not for my New Zealand clients, because New Zealand is the time zone that my Facebook profile is set to, but for example, my US clients, then I would change this to be, for example, maybe 20, so like 9 p.m. New Zealand time to maybe 8 a.m. in the morning. So it would go out at between these times New Zealand time, but in the US that would be the working time, if that sort of makes sense. All right, so I'll take one. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll sort of leave this here for now, and all the other questions. I know Sam is going to come on a little bit later on as well and talk about a bit more about Social Post Rotator, and we will answer all of the other questions then as well. But for now, just really, really quickly, just wanted to share a little bit about, I guess, my story of why I'm here, what I guess I'm doing, and hopefully how Social Post Rotator is going to be able to help you. So, basically a little bit of my life story. So this is me when I was 6 years old. My parents decided to give my brother and I a better life, so they moved over to New Zealand from Russia. So I'm originally from Russia, but born and bred Kiwi. And as Sam said, by the time I was about 15, 16, I realized that, there were a few things wrong with the world, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. And so I realized that there was a lot of conflicts that were going on between parents and teenagers. And being a teenager myself, I felt like I had enough knowledge to be able to actually write a book about it, a tell-all book about the crazy teenage mind. And that went down really well. And I was in TV programs and, in, I guess, newspapers and magazines, and doing a lot of talks and traveling around. And by the time I was about 20 years old, a lot of my friends were saying, well, you're not a teenager anymore. You can't be using that marketing ploy you've been using. So what are you going to do now? And by then I had been talking on a lot of stages, and not just to parents of teenagers, but I was talking to workplaces that had employed teenagers. And the very up and coming topic around sort of 2010 was social media. So a lot of people were saying, well, if you're going around saying that you're the authority on young people and you know what young people think, why are young people wasting all this time on social media? And, is it useful, and is it going to still be here in 2 years' time? And of course, as we know now, the answer is absolutely yes. It's still here. It's still very, very valid and needed. So I decided to get a team together, and this was back in 2010. So we've been going for 5 years now, and we have a team of young people who help businesses update their social media profiles. So not just updating, but general maintenance and making sure that clients are making sales through social media, and everything else, everything under the sun that's to do with social media, we do it, which is quite exciting. And I run a lot of different projects around, obviously, New Zealand and around the world. We do coaching. This photo here, this was Sam and I at a Richard Branson event where Sam was actually speaking. So that was one of our first trips that we took together over to Melbourne, and ever since then we've been sort of traveling around and doing very exciting projects together with local businesses, with international businesses, and both of us still contribute to the media and sort of help different businesses. So that's kind of I guess me and how Sam comes into it in a nutshell. And that's exactly the reason why I'm here today and why I'm talking about Social Post Rotator. I've gone from writing a book and having that become a bestseller within a couple of months, and then I just got the marketing bug, and I started to do more marketing. I started to speak on stages, and then I ended up with a social media company. And that's a little bit about sort of the story that I shared just before. I realized that there was a gap in the market in 2010. There weren't very many people offering social media services in New Zealand, especially, and I decided to do something about it, basically. And ever since then, I've always looked for not because I'm lazy, but I've always looked for shortcuts. How can we serve our customers better, and by basically doing our job more effectively or even faster. And that's a big part of why Social Post Rotator came in as well. And basically, I mean, the systems that are in place, the systems that we have. I know some of you have been on some other webinars where Sam has talked about how I love systems and how I love creating processes and all of that. And it's very true. A social media business, if you are on this webinar and you do work with other companies and businesses, especially in the social media sort of field, make sure that you have a very good process in place. And again, going back to how this relates to Social Post Rotator, that's part of a system that can sort of run by itself because it's automatic. And one other quick thing that Sam really wanted me to share with you was a little bit about my strategy that I use online as well. So how do I get clients? How do we make sure that we have a stream of income that comes in every single month? And the best sort of strategy that I have found, and this is kind of going into, if you do have access to Social Post Rotator and you are thinking, well, okay, this is great, but just because I'm updating my own Facebook page, how does that help me make money? And apart from making money through your own Facebook page, if you're putting in the right posts, you can start using this tool for businesses. And anyone that is on this call, I will Sam and I will leave our details at the very end as well. So do send me an email because I've put together a bit of a guide for Social Post Rotator as well. I've put in some research in there of the numbers that I found, and the amount that people charge for something that Social Post Rotator does automatically is crazy. So there are companies, actual setup companies out there that charge between $500 to even $2,000 a month, and you'll see that in the document. That basically do exactly what Social Post Rotator can do, except Social Post Rotator will take you about 1 to 2 hours to set it all up and have it run, whereas these people are obviously either using manpower or maybe they're just ripping off their clients. So I don't know, you be the judge, but it's definitely a tool that's very worthwhile. And the way that you would obviously get customers is for me, well, email has definitely worked the best. And not only that, but I ensure that every few weeks I sit down and actually dedicate my time into sales. And sometimes your emails don't have to be super long. It could just be someone that you saw in a magazine, or a local business you've heard of, or a local business that's just started up, or someone that someone referred, and just send them a quick email and say, hi, I understand that you've got, this business, and, who's the best person that I can talk to about social media? And don't go into any pitches. Don't do any of that. We've found definitely our response rates are a lot higher when we don't go into a pitch and sort of try and sell to them from the first email. Do remember that, especially if you're working with local businesses, or even if you're working with businesses online, it's still a relationship that you need to build up. So, at the risk of looking like a spammer, do ensure that you do take some extra time to build that relationship before they actually start to engage you with your services. And of course, the way that, I guess the list that I have for sending emails, apart from, people I find in magazines or hear about, or, do research about, I've been able to build up a list from speaking at events. So if you speak at events as well, make sure that you always bring some sort of piece of paper and make sure that people sign up to a list so that you can follow up with them later on. Writing media articles, sometimes that really helps, especially if you put your email address or some sort of website at the very end where people can sign up to. You can run webinars like this one. You can send direct messages, for example, on Twitter, or even just engage publicly with people on Twitter or other social media platforms. The list is basically really, really endless. And one of my other really, I guess, successful sort of experiments was obviously putting up a little form like this on my website. And that's another thing that you could be doing to build up your list, so that you can then go out there and send them an email and say, hey, who can I talk to about social media? Is there someone that I can talk to about helping you gain more engagement and brand awareness? And of course, this is sort of the next part of what you would do after you have built up an email list, and you would be sending out emails. As an example, we send out social media trends, and this was quite a while ago, well, last year, and you can see what's fantastic is that, from autoresponders, you can see exactly what happened, how many people opened up your emails, how many were sent, how many people responded, how many people bought as a result. So it's all there, and make sure that you're always paying attention to your analytics. I know Sam really likes to pay attention to his analytics whenever he sends out emails. He wants to know how many people are clicking. He wants to know, and if his click-through numbers are very low, he takes special sort of care to find out why, maybe why customers didn't find something that he talked about valuable, or what he can do to improve next time. So definitely something that you should be doing as well as a business owner. Anyway, so so this is basically a slide of sort of what I covered just before, but I know Sam wanted to come on and talk a little bit about Social Post Rotator and how it can fit into your business goals as well. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about how sort of Social Post Rotator came to be with me being involved in it, and Sam will take you through a bit of a surprise now and some more questions. So I'll pass it over to him.
Cool, thanks, Eva. All right, so you've heard a bit about Eva's strategy for going through and emailing out about various topics relating to social media, getting clients on board. Now, I just want to make sure I'm getting a couple of people asking, is this recorded? Yes, it's recorded. Hopefully you can hear us. We're having to do this in a hotel room, so fingers crossed the internet is coming through okay. Just put a 1 in the box if you can hear me right now clearly. And I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about one particular strategy which can really help your business, your offline business if you're doing offline. And when we get on the next webinar, we're going to go into more online marketing related topics. Cool. All right, getting some ones coming in. Fantastic. So I'm just going to move through some of this. Now, there's one big opportunity here, and that is the trial method. Now, the trial method is very effective because what it means is that you can actually get people on board using what you're selling for a very low cost, and then basically enroll them moving forward. Right now, businesses are at a stage where old-style marketing methods aren't effective. They're not as effective as they once were. And, you probably have seen this: radio advertising, TV advertising, newspaper advertising, yellow pages, just not as effective as it once was. So what you can do is you can position yourself in order to benefit from this. And with Social Post Rotator, what you can do is you can actually go to a business and offer them for just $300, okay, a discounted amount for 1 month, a trial. Let's see how it goes, Social Post Rotator for a month. And you don't even have to mention it's Social Post Rotator. You just say you'll be doing their social media management for a month. If they agree to it, then you can sign them on, and then the next month, after you've had a month to trial this out and show them what it can do, then you can sign them on for a higher paying amount, say $500 per month, or a year. You could actually sign on for a year and a few $1,000s. This is a strategy that can work particularly well, especially when you're doing this. Now, there's another strategy that would also work well as well. What you can do in order to get in a lot of clients out of the gate, you can go ahead and offer a report, a newsletter, something of high value at a low cost. Sign up businesses for $99 per month to this report, and then just promote that report, that low costing report, that low costing maybe it's a meeting that you have with them, or a trends report, what's changing in the marketplace right now, what's working, what's not working. Offer them that at a low cost. Position yourself as an expert, and then that makes it a lot easier to walk in and be able to ask for their business when it comes to social media. That's also a way that we've been able to get a number of clients by signing people up for these low cost type services, and then upgrading them to a service such as Social Post Rotator that's monthly, which can generate a monthly income. This is an effective way of basically being able to build a relationship and then sign a businesses up from that. So you've seen what Social Post Rotator can do. I think you understand how you can go out there and utilize this correctly in your business. I wanted to take some questions on what you would mainly find is going to be the most effective solution for you. Now, I know that, and Eva's just told me this as well, that Is anyone on this call that hasn't actually got access to Social Post Rotator? Just put a 2 in the box if you have not got access to Social Post Rotator. Maybe you just got access to Social Lead Chief. Cool. So I'm getting a mixture. Yes, only Social Post Chief. If you are in that position, I want you to give me a message on this support URL right here, and we'll make sure we get that sorted out. Cool. Now, this is obviously a VIP webinar for Social Post Rotator customers. So if you're on here, you're getting some free training, and just give us an email there and we'll check what's happened. All right, so I hope that clears that up. So I want to ask, is there any questions that you have to ask about this? Anything that you want to know about Social Post Rotator after seeing this and how to implement it in your system? All right, not seeing any questions coming in. Cool. Well, I'll show you another strategy while we're on this call as well for actually going out there and finding some clients. So let me go ahead and open up a site that's helped me greatly when going out there and finding businesses. And this will work. This strategy will work whether you're using, Social Post Rotator or Social Lead Chief as well. All right, just bringing up the site right now. Cool. So this is Social Bakers. Now, I'm going to post this in chat because this is well worth getting access to. There's a free solution that'll work with this. And basically, you can sign up for free, and you'll be able to look at different analytics inside of Facebook. You can actually get a list of all the different Facebook business pages that are out there and then approach those people individually. So I'm just posting this. I've posted it in chat right now. Sign up for this, and what you'll be able to do is you'll basically be able to go ahead, have a look at your competition, have a look at other pages on Facebook, and then grab the page data, have a look at the page, and actually message the person over Facebook. Another great way of reaching out to customers, and we've done this successfully in the past, is actually reaching out to someone over Facebook or starting a dialogue. One of the pages that I created a while back was this page right here. Wellington coffee is the best in the world. Now, the reason I created this is I wanted to get, first of all, I like coffee, and I was having so many anyway at various different places. I thought that it would be a cool thing to do. But what I did is I created a community page like this so I could share my experiences, share what was, what I thought was good coffee. And what ended up happening is I had people asking me to go into coffee tastings. I had other social media consultants asking me to write about their social media pages. I was able to meet many coffee owners in Wellington because they wanted to get on this page. So what you can do is you can also create a page like this, a community page, and then start gathering information about a particular topic in the local area. It could be restaurants, it could be cafes, it could be some sort of other service, and then create some sort of interaction that people are going to be interested in. And very soon, as long as you position yourself in the right type of way, you can start basically generating a lot of people to your page. You can see here, even people are posting on my page. If I went over to my messages, if there's a way to show you my messages on this page. I don't think there is because I'm not logged into my Facebook right now, but I actually have messages from business owners reaching out to me and asking me whether I'd like to come in for a coffee tasting. And that's, again, another great opportunity to go in, connect with this person, then say that, hey, you know what I've done on Facebook with this page, I can do the same for your business with the software that I've got, and reach out to them, show them Social Lead Chief, show them Social Post Rotator, and they'll be able to see for themselves what an impact it can make. Does everyone understand that? Put a 1 in the box if you understand that. So basically creating a Facebook page with the intention of being able to spread the word on a particular topic. And then after that, after we gain some traction, we're plugging into the community, we're offering, what I was doing is I was actually, and I'll go down here and show you, I was sharing posts about other coffees, right? And then what ended up happening is I started getting these cafes sharing my posts as well, giving me more exposure. I'll show you a couple of examples of that. As I move down, you can see I was posting here for quite a while, and now we're overseas, so I can't continue to do this page, but it worked really well while it was going. So I'll just continue down, and let's find one of these shared posts. Cool, here was one. This one was actually shared on this person's page, on Vista Cafe's page. I rated the coffee. This was also shared on Flight Coffee's page. You can see that here. This was shared on Memphis Belle's photo. They actually shared this themselves. Basically using, the post that I created, sharing it onto their timeline, and you can see the impact that it made there. So cool strategy that will work really well if you're applying it in your business. Now we're going to go more into online marketing strategies and how to use the software for online marketing purposes very shortly. But how would you like if we were to give you access to one of our courses today, which actually will walk you through some of these strategies, through some of these processes, so you can actually see and start learning for yourself how you can start attracting offline clients. Not the usual types of strategies, but strategies that do work if you're looking to build an income offline. Put a yes in the box if that sounds good. Awesome. Okay, give us an email, or give me an email here. And within the next 24 hours, just put an email in, put subject, Social Lead Chief Webinar. All right, Social Lead Chief Webinar, put that as the subject line, and I'll send out a free copy to one of our systems that will actually walk you through this entire process if you're looking to make money offline marketing. Yes, correct. Social Lead Chief Webinar. That's what you need to type in. Give me an email with that subject line, and I'll be able to send that out to you as well. And that'll go through a few more strategies of how to put this together. Awesome. All right. Now, any other questions that you want to ask? We're going to close this webinar off today very soon. Any other questions that you have? The next webinar we do, it'll be fully focused on online marketing and how to use Social Lead Chief, Social Post Rotator for online marketing. Let me know. Cool. Actually, you have to email me with the subject. So email me to this address, this one right here, with that subject line. So email me. All right. Now, how to brand Social Lead Chief with your own domain. I do know there's a way to do that. Stefan has told me that's something that he will be able to help you with. I'd recommend emailing into Social Lead Chief support, and Stefan will be able to help you with that. No problem. All right. Is there any more questions? Let me know if you have a question. I'll be on here for the next couple of minutes. Baker, Social Bakers, I'll show you. It's this one here. This address right here. Cool. If you don't yet have Social Post Rotator, give us an email at this address. And I'll help you from here. Awesome. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this webinar. So I want to say thanks everyone for coming on. We're going to be answering more questions, and we'll have hopefully a bit of a bigger turnout on the next webinar. I'm going to talk to Stefan about that as well. And also, have you got something that you would want to? What we'll be doing on the next webinar is focusing fully on online marketing. That's going to be about 3 or 4 days away. So we'll be coming at you with that, with a lot of our online marketing information, going through Social Lead Chief and how to use it as well. And you'll be able to then move through from that and start using these strategies in your online marketing as well. So thanks for coming on. I look forward to talking with everyone again soon. This is Sam Backer, and I'll see you later.
Bye, guys.